3, 4.
Hi everyone, I'm Abe. I live in Nashville, Tennessee with my 2 amazing dogs. But my life didn't always look like this. After 17 years of addiction and 4 years of homelessness, I finally got back on my feet. Before I was here, I had a best friend for over 10 years who went by the name Mr. Puckett. We lived all over the country together. He was my everything. He gained some popularity on a meme and gift sharing website. And with all those views, we started to do supply drives and fundraisers to give back to the communities that helped us so much. Mr. Puckett died last year, on February 18th. It was one of the toughest times of my life, but I didn't wait long. I found a new best friend in a Franklin shelter, and I named her Mrs. Puckett in honor. But I didn't stop there. A couple of months later, I found a dog at the Nashville Humane Society that looked quite a bit like Mr. Puckett did, and named him Puckett Jr. He was born on February 18th, the same day Mr. Puckett died, and the same day Mrs. Puckett was rescued. Puckett Day. So for the 1-year anniversary, I wanted to give back. I wanted to do something special in their name. And that's when I found the Mary Parrish Center. They provide housing to domestic violence survivors right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, domestic violence wasn't really anything I knew about, but this stat is what I saw that blew me away. The leading cause of homelessness for women and children in the U.S. is domestic violence. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to try to help. I knew plenty about homelessness, and I couldn't imagine getting away from an abusive relationship and having to conquer that. So I went out in Nashville and I met the Mary Parrish Center. I set up a supply drive and a fundraiser for them that went viral. Over 300,000 views so far for this very special week. It's Puckett Week. Now, the way I found the Mary Parrish Center was a little random too. I posted on my local neighborhood Facebook page looking for places to support. I asked people who's an organization right here in our neighborhood that does a lot of good that we can give back to. And going through these dozens of requests was just amazing to see how many places there are right here next to me doing amazing things for the community. So now I have this list where I can go back for supply drives and help all these other places. But there was one stat in particular that caught my eye on the Mary Parrish website when I read that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 5 men at some point in their life will be a victim of interpersonal violence. I guess I'd never really thought about it before and never thought that the numbers were even a fraction that high. So it really stunned me to think that there were that many people, and then to think of all of these people leaving their abusers and having nowhere to go is just terrifying. So I hooked up with the Mary Parrish Center and I hit up their executive director right on Facebook and shot her a Facebook message, and we eventually met up. I'd love for you to hear how she got involved with the Mary Parrish Center.
So I became involved with the Mary Parrish Center in 2011. I was hired as the therapist. I had been doing work with families who had adopted through the state, and so I was doing a lot of trauma work, and so it just felt like a natural fit to move over to the Mary Parrish Center and work with survivors of interpersonal violence. So I have been here ever since. Started out as a therapist, kind of moved to an associate director position, and then have been the executive director since 2018.
And she is just amazing. She made my job so easy. I can't stress that enough, how really little I did to make this happen. She made the Amazon wish list. She set up the Puckett Week campaign on the Mary Parrish website for donations. And all I really did was just promote this. I was on 7 different platforms and I posted it 78 times. Actually, this video will be number 79, and we'll have another Imager post the day after this comes out for 80. So it was my job just to shove it in people's faces all week long on all these platforms, Instagram, Discord, Reddit, you name it, all over the place. And by the time we're done, it's going to look like about 400,000 views on this project. And from there, it was just hoping that wholesome strangers all over the world would see it and contribute. And contribute is exactly what they did.
So in our transitional housing program, close to about 200 adults and children have been through. And then we just added a rapid rehousing program about a year and a half ago. And so we've served another 200 plus through that program.
I had a number in mind, a number that if we were able to fundraise that amount during Puckett Week, that I would have been super stoked. And a number of boxes too. That's kind of how I look at these supply drives. It's not a monetary value on what comes in, but how many boxes come in, how many people actually went to the wish list and sent something. And the donations at $15 a piece as of today, and this is one day before my last post and another 100,000 views on Imager, we raised over 5 times what I thought we would. I would have been so stoked if we raised $3,000. That's what was in my head. I didn't say anything to the Mary Parrish Center. I just told them, we might not raise anything or we might raise a whole bunch. You never really know what happened. So $3,000 was in my head. And are you ready for a total of what we raised in mainly $15 increments? $16,000. $16,000, man, over 5 times what I thought. I had done a whole bunch of supply drives in my past and really just a couple of fundraisers. I didn't really do the fundraisers quite as much because it's a lot tougher to say, hey, will you contribute money to this place rather than just saying, hey, can you go to Amazon and pick something off of there? I don't know why it's different. I don't know the philosophy or sociology behind that, but the supply drives have always been super popular and the fundraisers just kind of skate by and we're able to do a little bit. I think my largest fundraiser before this was for a room at the inn down in Columbia, Tennessee, and we had raised $7,000 over the course of a couple of weeks. So to do $16,000 in this project, it just blew me away. It really did. They were texting me pictures all week of all these boxes that were coming in. People placing these orders in Norway and Japan and Mexico and all over the US. It was unbelievable. Many of them wrote notes on the Amazon wish list slips that said why they were helping in Mr. Puckett's name. Just dozens, if not hundreds, of these slips talking about Mr. Puckett, my dog. It was incredible. They were also updating on Facebook more about Mr. Puckett. I didn't see it as me whatsoever because all I was doing was promoting it, but to see my best friend who passed away last year get so much love this week and for such a good reason just made my heart swell up with joy.
Oh gosh, so leaving is the hardest part of an abusive relationship. We know that it takes on average 7 times to leave before someone is really ready. And that's for lots of reasons. Financial, trying to keep a family together, low self-worth. So that really is the hardest part. And so then getting to a place where they're safe and really kind of learning what they want in life. They get to make all of their own decisions, decide what's best for themselves and their children's. So it's really just a shift, in their overall thinking and just learning that they are worth so much and they are worth their life. And so it just takes a while. It just takes about 3 months to really start to feel safe and start to feel like they really have agency over their own lives.
Before Mr. Puckett passed away, I promised him I would never let his name die. I promised him I would never stop trying to do good things in his name, and what an incredible opportunity. Going down to meet everybody at the Mary Parrish Center was also amazing. Seeing this property, it was so incredible. Mr. Puckett and I had stayed in homeless shelters in 4 different states. We had stayed in a dozen different sober houses, or rehabs, or halfway houses, and not one of them did I ever feel safe in. This place is a dream. Not only was it nice inside and safe and secure, but they also offer all these services from therapy to job placement and even emergency financial assistance. Everything to help someone get back on their feet. Another cool thing about my visit is I got to see all the boxes that came in on the supply drive. We couldn't fit them all in one picture, but I at least got to sit by some of them. I even got to send this picture to my mother 1,000 miles away and say, Look what we did, Mom. So in addition to the $16,000, we're going to exceed over 300 boxes sent to this place, with everything from you saw toiletries to baby seats for the car. People send sandboxes and even computers and Kindles and electronics worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't have a monetary estimate on how much the supply drive actually sent in, but it was thousands and thousands of dollars. So this was the most successful supply drive plus fundraiser that I had ever done, and I can't thank everybody enough, especially the people who watched this video. I think I mentioned before that it had the lowest amount of views, that video, of any one I had done before, but we broke my fundraising goal in 7 hours, and who knows how many boxes were sent in that time. So many people that are watching these videos and that watched the one 2 weeks ago about Puckett Week are the ones that did the majority of this work, and I can't thank you enough. Everybody over on Imager, if you came over to see this video, thank you so darn much. That's where we got the majority of our views, over 250,000 at this point, with one more post yet to go, and certainly a small fraction of those gave. So if you were one of those, I can't thank you enough. This never would have happened without any of you. All I did was promote it. I kind of made the joke to the Mary Parrish Center. They were giving me a whole bunch of credit, and I said, well, you know, I just made a video and a whole bunch of posts sitting in my underwear at home next to my dogs, which is something I would have probably done anyway. So putting the supply drive links in there was really nothing extra. I'm just really happy to be a part of this project. I'm really happy that so many of you gave, and it just goes to show you how much we can accomplish when we do it together. We can feel so alone, and certainly I'm going through that lately, feeling so alone in the universe, but something like this gives me so much hope for the future. Not just that we can help people. I mean, this is such an amazing thing, but it's so much bigger than that to see all of these individuals coming together who don't know each other. I feel like I know a lot of you who watch this channel, and hopefully you feel like you know me a little bit just from watching all of these videos, but there were so many strangers out there who may not even know that my name is Abe, or may not even know that I'd done supply drives and fundraisers in the past. They just saw Mary Parrish and saw what good they do in this community and wanted to be a part of giving back to them. So I can't thank everybody enough for watching the videos, for spreading the word, and for participating by doing the fundraising and supply drives. You guys are absolutely amazing. We're gonna sign off today for this video. I had a lot of fun making this one. This is like a victory lap is what I thought of this video as, running around the stadium and waving to everybody that helped out with it. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time on whatever big thing we decide to do next. I have no idea what it is, but I guarantee you it's going to be just as big as this. Have a beautiful evening, everyone. All right. So if you could say something to everybody who helped out, all the strangers all over the world who don't know anything about you guys except for the small amount that I told them, what would you say to everyone?
First, thank you. Thank you so much for all the support. Every single dollar that you donated, every single item that you purchased goes so far in the lives of our residents. So towels, being able to give someone a towel, to be able to finally have a warm shower after being in shelter or living on the streets. Having a high chair that you can use for your child when you're not used to being able to purchase your own items. Having a new bedspread for a bed that's finally safe. It truly means everything. It is life-changing. And so this just provides a foundation that these adults and children can then take and plan for the next steps in their lives and know that they can really break that cycle. So thank you.